Right now, I'm in Shajingzhuang village in Shenzhen. Look over there, it's all empty land now. This used to be an industrial area filled with factories, shops and dormitories. It was a lively place back then. Now, all the buildings have been demolished, leaving just this empty space. This industrial area is being demolished, and many factories have already moved out. This is Shenzhen's Baoan district, Shiyan town. I came here today looking for work, only to find that all the factories have relocated. Look, so many are closed, their doors and windows taken down. This industrial zone used to house dozens of factories, and now they've all moved away. This whole area is destined to be demolished. That building there, about 4 or 5 stories high, must have been a medium-sized enterprise. I've visited many industrial zones in Shenzhen this year and found that many have already been demolished. I wonder why. With this trend, how many workers will lose their jobs? Today, I came to Shenzhen's Furong industrial zone. Right now, apart from this street that still has a bit of activity, the rest is deserted. Look across there. Many shops on the ground floor have closed down. This street is much quieter than before. Hardly anyone on the streets now. Many shops across there have also shut down. These are all closed shops. This is Furong Avenue. Look at the ground floor of that building across there. Many shops are closed. I used to work in the Furong industrial zone. Coming back here now, it feels much quieter than before. Now, I'm in Guanlan town in Shenzhen, the city's backyard. I'll take you into a large urban village here, Qiankeng New Village. It used to have a large flow of people, but now it's unusually quiet. And this is during the New Year's holiday. So quiet. Of course, there are fewer factories nearby now, fewer labor-intensive enterprises, so naturally fewer people. That area used to be all industrial parks, now turned into real estate. With all these high-rises springing up, how many people can afford to buy a house here? This supermarket has closed down. The population in this urban village is much less than before. Seeing this situation, it's hard to believe this is Shenzhen, a first-tier city.
Shenzhen, as the first pilot city of China's reform and opening up, attracted numerous domestic and foreign investors to start businesses and build factories, thanks to favorable policies, an open business environment, and low labor costs. Over the past 40 years, Shenzhen has transformed from a small county town with less than 500,000 people to a mega city with a population of 18 million. It also became a significant contributor to China's reputation as the world's factory with its advanced manufacturing industry. However, entrepreneurs who have toiled here for over a decade are now fleeing Shenzhen, leaving many factories in ruins. Closed factories and demolished industrial parks stand as remnants, witnessing the city's past glory. As a diverse city, Shenzhen's miracle was largely created by people from other places. The departure of these so-called low-end factories led to the exodus of these migrant workers, causing urban depopulation. The city, which had experienced rapid economic growth, is now facing a severe crisis of population outflow and falling housing prices. The urban villages of Shenzhen, large and small, were once a paradise for migrant workers. However, due to the mass return of these workers to their hometowns, these once bustling communities are now exceptionally quiet.
Today is December 26th. I used to work in Dongguan, but now I'm jobless. So I came to an urban village in Shenzhen to find my friend. When I used to come here, this village was quite bustling, but today it feels much quieter. Before, the roadside was full of shops and factories, but now many are closed and there aren't as many people as before. Walking on the street now, there are hardly any people, and much fewer cars.
The exodus of the population, compounded by the persistent slump in China's property market, has led to a competitive decline in housing prices in Shenzhen. Compared to the peak price period, housing prices in various districts have dropped by 30 to 40%, with some areas experiencing a staggering 55% decrease, creating a profound impact on the market.
Since 2021, Shenzhen's house prices have generally dropped by about 30% in just 2 years. What does that mean? It means you and your spouse plus your parents emptied 6 wallets to gather a 3 million down payment to buy a 10 million house in Shenzhen. Now, your down payment is gone, and it's still falling. Why? I'll share my personal experience today. Shenzhen's population is clearly leaving, and the hollowing out of industries here is very severe. Today I'll show you a real case. Behind me is Dayun AI Town, formerly known as Hengang 228 Industrial Zone. As you can see, it's Monday today, and there are hardly any cars or people on this road. This is a huge industrial park covering over 300,000 square meters with a building area of 680,000 square meters, and there are over 160 of these 5-story factory buildings. Most of them have already moved out. It's hollowed out. So, don't just think of Tencent, Huawei, Ping An Insurance when it comes to Shenzhen. In fact, aside from these giants, Shenzhen relies a lot on these key medium enterprises to prop up its housing prices. As we can see now, many of these mid-level enterprises have either moved out or shut down.
The most direct consequence of factory withdrawals is the disappearance of jobs, predominantly in low-end manufacturing assembly line work. These migrant workers have become the primary victims of the decline in Shenzhen's manufacturing industry. A man featured in a video has been searching for work in Shenzhen for 2 months without success.
Today I came to Zhuang Village in Shenzhen to look for work. Look across there, a big factory has already moved out. Look down from here, all these buildings belong to that factory. It was called Longjing Printing Factory, a big one in this area. Now the factory inside looks deserted. This factory moved out not long ago. The building across there used to be dormitories for Longjing Factory, and now they're up for rent. The factory buildings are also for rent. Look how big this dormitory building is. The factory used to have a lot of people. Now in Shenzhen, too many factories have moved out, making job hunting increasingly difficult.
Recently, on Heping Road in Longhua district of Shenzhen, this once thriving street is now littered with homeless people, turning into a haven for the homeless. Most of them are migrant workers, unable to find jobs or afford lodging, and are forced to sleep on the streets. The relocation of Shenzhen's manufacturing industry began in 2008, with Guangdong province taking the lead in phasing out low-end industries and focusing on industrial upgrading. Shenzhen, in turn, aimed to replace manufacturing with finance, real estate, and technology R&D companies, emulating the financial-centric models of New York, Tokyo, and Hong Kong, and developing what is known as the headquarter economy. This phenomenon, described in Chinese media as changing birds in the cage, refers to replacing the cheaper birds in the cage, synonymous with the manufacturing industry, with better birds that consume less, lay more eggs, and fly farther. Waves of this changing bird strategy are unfolding across China's coastal provinces. In this context, many companies have moved their manufacturing segments out of Shenzhen. Shenzhen's numerous industrial zones, home to a multitude of low-value added industries such as toys, textiles, furniture, and electronic components, were predominantly run by Hong Kong and Taiwanese businesses. Since 2008, these manufacturers have faced increasing pressure from local governments to relocate. The governments hope to use the land vacated by these low-end industries for high-tech industries. A Taiwanese toy manufacturer mentioned that when initially moving factories from Taiwan and the Philippines to Shenzhen, signing a contract with local authorities and residents was enough to secure a 50-year land development and usage right. However, with the changing birds policy, land use rights previously signed with developers by villages and towns were deemed illegal and forcibly reclaimed. These small and large manufacturing factories became the birds that were replaced, forced to leave their long-established locations. If the first wave of policy-driven relocations was passive, the subsequent wave triggered by the China-US trade war represented a proactive shift. Since the end of March 2018, a series of events, including US tariffs, technology bans, and heightened geopolitical tensions from the trade war, have gradually reshuffled the global manufacturing supply chain, accelerating the exodus of some manufacturing enterprises from mainland China. Particularly affected were Chinese foreign trade companies with profit margins below 10%, including labor-intensive industries like textiles, furniture manufacturing, and electronics. These industries moved their factories to Southeast Asia, Vietnam, India, and South America. The China Plus One model is continuously being taken up, where global manufacturing industries are urgently finding alternatives to China. Over the past decade, countries in East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and South America have increased their participation in the global value chain, diminishing China's status as the world's factory. As a hub for manufacturing, Shenzhen has been at the forefront of these impacts. In recent years, news of factory closures and relocations has been frequent, with many long-standing companies in Shenzhen being affected. For example, on October 26, 2020, Stanley Black & Decker Precision Manufacturing announced its dissolution, ceasing all production and operational activities. A wholly owned subsidiary of the American Stanley Black & Decker Group, it was an integrated design, research, and manufacturing company of power tools, including vacuum cleaners, drills, saws, etc., located in the Shaojing area of Shenzhen's Bao'an district. Jihe Black & Decker, the joint venture between Black & Decker and Hong Kong's Jihe, was in 1995. At its peak, Stanley Black & Decker employed over 4,000 people, reducing to around 830 by the time it ceased operations in 2020. On August 18, 2023, major electronics manufacturer, Shinan Appliances, ceased operations. Public records show that this Hong Kong-funded company had thousands of employees and mainly produced household appliances, electric dryers, beer machines, knife sharpeners, etc. In October 2023, Longjing Printing, which we mentioned earlier, declared an early dissolution and ceased operations. Founded in 1999 in the Shaojing area of Shenzhen, it was the largest printing factory in Shaojing, boasting over 4,000 employees at its peak and a garden-style factory covering over 50,000 square meters. Foxconn, Apple's largest contract manufacturer, also had rumors of leaving Shenzhen. Although its factory in Shenzhen still exists, many orders have been transferred to Foxconn factories in Vietnam and India, significantly reducing its recruitment. While proposing the changing birds strategy, Shenzhen began constructing numerous office buildings and vigorously developed a new form of headquarter economy. However, over the years, Shenzhen's skyscrapers have only brought superficial prosperity. The aggressively developed headquarter economy has not only led to a high vacancy rate in office buildings, up to 70%, but also fostered numerous shell companies and fake headquarters to exploit tax incentives. A typical case involved attracting real estate giants to Shenzhen, including Evergrande Group's relocation from Guangzhou to Shenzhen, which soon faced debt explosion, causing endless trouble for the Shenzhen government. Moreover, eliminating low-end industries disrupted the entire industrial chain. An industrial chain needs coordination between upstream and downstream sectors to remain intact. Without the support of mid- and low-end industries, high-end industries are like castles in the air. Balanced development and profit distribution are the right paths. With the so-called low-end industries gone, the surrounding economic ecosystems, heavily reliant on these labor-intensive enterprises, face closure risks, making the city increasingly unfriendly to lower-level workers. Some say, Shenzhen's strategy of changing birds has resulted in a ghost town. In 2022, Shenzhen's year-end permanent population decreased by 19,800 to 17.7 million, marking the first time since its establishment in 1979 that the city experienced negative population growth. The reality proves that high-end enterprises in Shenzhen have failed to support the economy, and the city is losing vitality after the departure of low-end manufacturing. Perhaps realizing this, Shenzhen officials started promoting Industrial City again from May 2022, inviting back companies they previously forced out, including plastics, electronics, and printing industries, abandoning the finance-centric approach and returning to a diverse economy. However, this seems to be wishful thinking by the local officials. Firstly, the cost of relocating back for enterprises that have already moved out is immense, and with the current geopolitical climate, the trend of industrial chains moving out of China is already set. Secondly, without an open environment and free trade, how can foreign investment be attracted? Regardless, officials still need to maintain appearances. To artificially boost the city's vitality, on December 30th, 2023, the largest cultural and tourism night market in Longhua District, Shenzhen, named Longhua Night, opened. Reportedly, the night market, meticulously crafted by the Longhua District government, covers over 1,000 square meters with 600 stalls, operating from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Although the opening was lively with various government-organized programs, it became deserted just 4 days later, attracting no visitors. A video blogger visiting the site found the night market eerily quiet, with more stall owners than customers.
Today is January 3rd. Let me show you how business is going. Many stalls here haven't been rented out, all empty, very few people around. Just walk through a street market, turn a corner, and it's all kids stuff. Playing games, ring toss. This is Longhua Night Market, which waited over a month to open. Who would dare to come to such a scene?
The video sparked controversy, with some netizens claiming the blogger visited at the wrong time, leading to the empty market. However, another visit at 9:30 p.m. on January 8th, typically the busiest time, showed the same deserted scene.
It's a bit awkward. I'm the only person walking on this entire street. Last time I came, some stalls were still empty, but today all the lights are on. The stalls in front of the main entrance are all filled now. They weren't full a few days ago. I don't know what they'll use this area for later, but for now it's still empty. Coming down this alley, there are still many empty stalls. Let's see if the stalls inside are full. Let's look at the corner. It's empty here too. The whole night market is deserted, just me. When I came the other day, there was someone singing, but not anymore. Here's the 360-degree turn. It's so empty, the place is really big. No people, no business. The owner can only play with oysters to pass the time.
According to netizens, the site was formerly a Mercedes-Benz 4S store, which moved due to increased rent. It was then transformed into a night market by the local government. Previously, there were factories nearby, but now they have either relocated or closed. The urban villages where workers used to live have also been demolished, leaving the area devoid of vitality. The government's creation of the night market is seen as a mere political task, an artificial attempt to generate buzz. A netizen commented, "Night markets are frequented by factory workers. With factories relocated and urban villages demolished, who is there to visit?" Another expressed dissatisfaction, saying, "Without factories, a night market is pointless. Everything is a facade without industrial support. Now that the factories are gone and the city realizes it lacks vitality, it's a sad realization."